Hello, sweethearts, and welcome to week 3 of the Let's Play Apple Tower competition. Our theme this week, Fabulous, Reversed. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's open to interpretation, just like a lot of this competition, frankly. But one of the interpretations the lads posted in the thread is what I liked a lot. A game that strives to be fabulous, but misses the mark somehow. And for me, that's this game. I recently became disenchanted with it to some degree. This is Seiken Densetsu 3 for the Super Famicom, preceded by two other games in the Seiken Densetsu series. The first was released here as Final Fantasy Adventure on the Game Boy, and if you've been following the contest, you know Chronomaniac did a lovely video of it for week 2 of the competition. And it was directly preceded by a little game called Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. Now, Secret of Mana is an absolute classic on the Super Nintendo when it comes to JRPGs. GameFAQs ranks it as the 10th best RPG on the Super Nintendo, and it ranks this here game as number 6, even though it never actually came out in the US. This is a fan translation. So, it's got a pretty good pedigree behind it, right? Well, there's an ugly bit of alternative discourse going around it. Chronomaniac, again, on SocksMakePeopleSexy.net Sockscast in July 2015, tore into Secret of Mana, just ripped it to shreds, a complete exorcism of it, after 20 grueling hours of enduring it. And I'd like to quote a bit from him, because quoting is the thing we do now in the LPAT. Quote, "I really don't like that game at all. I think it's sort of a hack RPG. I mean, I feel like it's a bunch of people throwing something together very cynically. I think every design decision and aesthetic decision in that game is meant to give you the appearance that it's deeper and more interesting and nuanced than it actually is. It's all a lie. It's just a big fucking lie." Which, Secret of Mana was never really a favorite of mine. I've played some of it, but I don't know. Something about it just didn't grab me. Maybe it was better with multiplayer. Maybe it was the fact that it had the Final Fantasy II style level system of grind all your shit repeatedly to level it up, which I didn't really like Final Fantasy II, despite my praise for Akitoshi Kawazu in week 1. But funnily enough, Kawazu actually did make a Mana game after this, Legend of Mana, on the PS1, which I've played a bit of, but I need to delve into one day. But a few months ago I decided I wanted to delve into Seiken Densetsu 3. So I started blind streaming it on Twitch. So I'm actually going to be loading a save from my previous stream that I just did, as of this recording, last evening. It didn't end well. In fact, this isn't even actually my original save. Off camera, I found a village because I got lost in the desert. But here are our 3 characters. Talmar. Well, that's what I named him after one of my D&D characters. The character's actual name is Duran. Is a swordsman from the land of Forsina, chasing after a red mage who teleported around and pissed him off. He's joined by Carly, a cleric from the holy city of Wendell, and Angela, a magician from the frozen country of Altena to the north. And we're on a quest to fix the Mana Stones and get the power of the Mana Spirits to find the Sword of Mana and restore life to the Mana Tree. But there's a whole bunch of factions who are also after the Mana Stones, because there's apparently a bunch of evil beasts called the God Beasts sealed inside, and I'm probably going to have to fight them, because this is an RPG and any sealed evil is going to come wake up. So we're in this desert right now looking for the Fire Spirit, Salamando. Just talking to the locals in this town, which there was no signage indicating that this town was here. I just happened to find it by exploring. I had to look up a map after the fact. Let me tell you, that didn't sit with me too well. And my party members got stuck there for whatever ungodly reason. So I'm going to go into the menu here just to show off a little something. Now, your 2 partners are AI controlled, and all you can really do is make them either attack the nearest enemy, attack the farthest enemy, or assist one of your party members. So I just trying to set them up to do something. Now, Secret of Mana, from what I recall, had a nice little system where you could set what they would do, if they would attack, if they would defend, if they would hold back or whatnot. It's actually not present in this game. All they can do is go after enemies. And here's where my frustrations lie. These are mages in an RPG. They are not built for aggro, and yet here they are, running into melee and smacking things with sticks and flails, and getting mercilessly punished for it, while I, the main character, a tanky fighter, am barely getting hit. And also, the treasure chests are sometimes booby-trapped. In Unlimited Saga, I made it make a twisted sort of sense because of the weird DM campaign. Here, I have no fucking clue. Now look at their health. That one random encounter with, 2 enemies took my mages down to 50% health, roughly. And every screen has at least 2 or 3 or more enemies like this, who are powerful, and my mages go after them full aggro, while I'm just sitting here whacking at them. Now, you do hit eventually to fill up the green bar at the bottom of your character portrait, and you can press the B button to do a super attack there, which I have them do sometimes, because I guess it'll do more damage, but they're not built for physical damage. They're built for casting magic, so... And that is booby trap too. Jesus, I swear to God. So, that's real problematic. It is, when I keep having to heal and babysit these characters. So you either have to use the healing magic of Carly, the cleric, or you use your healing items. Now, it doesn't seem like I have that many in my ring menu, but there's a little extra trick here that we have, once we get all this healing done with. If we press start, we can go to our item storage. And I went off camera while I was setting up for this, and I just bought a shitload of candies and chocolates. Because I just keep having to heal after every battle, because my allies are dumb as rocks and are aggroing while being mages. They don't actually cast on their own. This is me casting for them. You just go into the menu, you can hit L, and you can switch over to Angela's magic. She's a blaster mage, so she just hits for multiple damage to all targets. Very helpful, but I really wish she would cast sometimes of her own accord, rather than me having to do it. I'm micromanaging 3 characters at once, basically, and when I'm not micromanaging them, they're running around and attacking like fools. At least I leveled up. You can't level up a stat, It's a strange system. You can't keep leveling up one stat. It grays out for a couple of levels, so you have to spread around between 3. I've been focusing on strength and the vitality for my swordsman, but I just leveled up the agility there. And level 18 is actually an important level, because you can class change in this game, too. Which is a complex system that I don't really know, because, again, I've been playing it blind. But from what I understand, you pick either light or dark at 2 junctions, and depending on what you pick, you class into different things. But it's something that I'm not going to be doing in this video, because I just want to show off the dungeon I skipped. Yeah, that's right, there was a dungeon here. I had to crawl through this desert. And mind you, I was getting the crap beaten out of me on the stream. And you can't run from these fights. This is me running from the fights, this crab-walking shuffling, because it's an action RPG. I'm wondering when it's going to end. I might think, oh, I'll find a save point, and then I'll be able to do a thing. And then I got to this point, and boss fight. Difficult boss fight against 2 recurring antagonists who I'd fought before, named Bill and Ben, who were working for the Navarre ninjas of this particular desert area, under the orders of a lady named Bagu. Anyway, I'd fought them once before, and they're really difficult physical-hitting ninjas. But out of nowhere, here they come again. And you can't go into your storage menu while you're in a boss fight, so you only have those 9 candies and chocolates and whatnot. And then I walked in here, and to my dismay, it was a dungeon, so I thought, well, there must be a save point around here somewhere, so I went and looked around all of the desert. I couldn't find one. And just look at how Angela's getting chained by that ninja. Just holed up against the wall. The ninja isn't even really going for me, he's going for the mages, and they're not keeping back at all. No, sir. And let me tell you, that low health beep is like, ugh! it really upsets me at this point, because it's just like, you people are too stupid to not go into melee. Of course, there's an easy solution to this. A really easy solution. You know what it is? Have a friend with you. Like, if I had Blazy here or something, just to play one of these characters, he would probably want to play the swordsman. That'd be fine. I could play Angela. If there was another functioning human being with me here, who would know not to run into melee with the mage and actually cast the magic and support, that would be fine. If the game let me do it, that would be even better. Also, I kind of made things hard on myself, because you can pick from 6 characters in this game, and you pick a team of 3. I went with this team because I remembered magic being really good in Secret of Mana, so I thought that'd be fine. But in retrospect, if Angela's just gonna sit around and go into melee, I might as well have picked one of the other melee characters. And, well, I'd keep Carly because the healing is useful, but I definitely am regretting picking her now as a support AI character, because, seriously, I have to basically control her. All she just does is walk up and get hit, and it doesn't help that the enemies are casting. There is a trick that you can do, though, for making casting easier, that I was told in the stream, is that if you cast the magic, and then go into the menu and wait like 3 or 4 seconds, the cast time is spent in the menu, like you're seeing it right here. That sounds pretty great, right? Well, except on bosses who can cast, because if you do that, they're casting spells too. So, you do that, you cast a spell, and then they cast a spell immediately. It's bad. It's bad news. And that ninja is really fucking annoying. Like, my 2 girls almost died. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Carly did die. So, that's unfortunate. So I gotta heal up again and feed them my chocolate and cast my heal light. And Carly doesn't actually have that much MP, really. No. I mean, they've got a decent amount of HP. Carly only has like 50 or 60 less than my swordsman, and yet I don't understand what's going on here. This encounter, though, is actually decent. So this is more what I'd like to expect in this game. That's fine. But I've just come to dread the dungeon crawling, because it's a long grind made all the worse by the fact that my characters are just stupid. They're just silly and ridiculous. And the AI in this game, not the best for magic users, I unfortunately have to say. So at this point, the game is becoming a giant chore. I was running with the charm of it. There were some moments that made me laugh out loud. But the actual dungeon crawling is terrible. At least this save point here restores all your health and magic, and it lets you save. I don't want to save over my stream file, so I'm just going to pop a save there. I mean, at this point you're expecting another boss, right? I mean, well, here's Bigu, our antagonist, and she's got a hostage with her, but all of a sudden, one of the other player characters that we could have picked, Hawk, is coming to save us. I think this is his sister or girlfriend or something. I don't know. She was cursed by Bigu, but she's fine now. So, he's gonna take her off, and we're going to go stop Bigu from getting at the Mana Stone. And we completely failed that because she already got the energy of the Mana Stone. So, shit. She sacrificed Bill and Ben to do it because she's an evil lady and she wants all the power for herself. There are a couple of people in the game like this. The Queen of Altena is power mad as well. And there's a Dark Knight. There's a bunch of factions in this game who are just oppressive, controlling, authoritative dickbags who want to take over and invade other nations. But here's the Fire Spirit. He's ticked. He's exploding. And that's that. Oh yes, we also have a fairy from the Mana Tree who exists in Talmar's mind because she made a pact with him or something. It's a complicated little plot, but we got the power of the Fire Spirit. So that makes 5 spirits. There's only 3 left to go. That's great. But I just want to point out, There was no boss fight in that dungeon. The grueling boss fight they threw at me out of nowhere, that was the boss fight. That's just a save point. Why is that there? Is that the reprieve after the Bill and Ben boss fight and then grinding through more dungeon? Because it's really not fitting. Like, from a design standpoint, I don't understand it. I really don't. And to have the Oasis town completely hidden, no signage, no nothing, when I was struggling through that desert, was really frustrating. I ended up just having to stop the stream, lay down a save state, because I just could not stand to play any more of that game. To be running around this desert, not wanting to fight, not being able to escape the fights. And if I was going to fight the fights, my mages would lose half their health because they would just go into melee and get wrecked. It just wore me down completely. And I do want to like this game, I really do. It has some charming moments. It really does. I swear. Your mode of transportation, your boat, is a kappa with goggles, and his name is, I shit you not, Boo Skaboo. It had me laughing like crazy on the stream, I swear. It's so silly. Boo Skaboo. Oh my god. That game is full of a lot of fun moments like this, and it's very pretty for a Super Famicom game, I must say. It's nice looking, but it's got good music. Nothing that I really can memorize off the top of my head, but it's very nice and serviceable, but just like Chronomaniac ranting its secret mana, underneath that sheen is just a frustrating slog of a combat engine with one person. And from what I've been told, having multiplayer isn't all that much better. Like, it's not a magic band-aid that will fix it. It would still be a slog, but at least I would have characters who weren't acting like complete buffoons. I still have one. Carly would still be going into melee and getting wrecked, but I could deal with one. And from what I understand, if I class change with her, her heal spell becomes multi-target, which would make all the difference in the world, because her and Angela are getting wrecked by physical attacks from the enemies because they're running into melee. So that would help quite a lot as well. So, I don't know. Maybe class change will buff up these characters enough that the flaws in them going into melee will be lessened. I don't know. I'll have to find out in my next stream, but for now, this is where I'll end it. This is Seiken Densetsu 3. It's a game I want to love. It's a game that looks really fabulous, but underneath it, it just doesn't have the shine that I want. Until next time, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight.